Onward with Let's Play Rule the Waves. This is episode number 10. Hopefully we do bring this war to an end quickly, but as long as the French aren't going to accept any battles with me, then we're in good shape to win just by a war of attrition, because we, in general, are increasing our victory points more than theirs, mainly through merchant ship rating, but even if they just keep declining battles, that's free victory points. Here we go, 2. Wow, we're up to 6. So 6-0, that's nice. And this is, I guess this is the East Coast. We only have one of our battleships here, and they have brought 2 battleships to bear. But it's only a cruiser action, which is awesome. That means it's only going to be my cruiser against their armored merchant ships. Ah, man, they... well, they declined again. Free victory points. We'll take it, I guess. I would prefer to sink a ship. Obviously, if I sink a ship or even do heavy damage, that's much more than 35 victory points. Alright, so we have 1 star, but that guy's still recovering. That's fine. We'll go ahead and push on. Our new docks have been completed, so we should be up to 20,000 now. And, oh, we have built another light cruiser. They keep asking us about peace treaty, or like some kind of peace. I still think we should push for hard terms. Oh, okay, so we did gain territory and war reparations. This doesn't actually mean you get anything immediately. What it means is I should go to a victory screen, like so. And it means we have gotten 6. For some reason, you know, the game has decided that this victory point versus their victory point is worthy of 6. I don't know. We can take either control of their possessions, or if we don't, if we have less of a selected value than the allowed value, I think it just goes to our budget. However, I prefer to take over places. I want Antilles for sure, because that's their Caribbean holdings. And I want to try to remember, if I can, where are their Southeast Asia holdings? They might be all these 5 value ones. I could give up Antilles just for the sake of getting, like, Tonkin, for example. 1 second here. I have to actually double check on my second monitor just to make sure I'm not choosing the wrong place. Yeah. Tonkin is definitely an acceptable choice. I don't want any of these African places. And I don't want any place in the Mediterranean. Basically, the Caribbean or Southeast Asia. Those are my 2. Those are the things. And I don't even want this Polynesia, because I think that's the one in the South Pacific. And that would just give me yet one more place I have to defend. Okay, so let's just take Tonkin. And our budget is considerably reduced, but we did gain this 1 stop increase of funds because we didn't take all of the 6 points. So they're scrapping a whole bunch of ships now. I guess that's their way of realizing that they're in a real dire situation. And now we have Tonkin. Great, so the other ones were Quang Chao Wan, Annam, and Cochin China. Good to know for the next war. And now everything is greatly reduced, which is why our naval budget has been so slashed. I think I'm going to keep building these ships because they're so far away. One trick, it is a little gamey, but one trick you can do is, it's not actually so bad. It kind of makes sense. It's what, I mean, real nations actually did. We can leave some ships in the dry dock without completing them just by halting construction. And if you do this, at least in the latest patch, I don't know if it works right now, but in the latest patch, if you halt construction on a ship that's being refitted, you pay the normal kind of fee for it. But if they're under construction, you can just halt them, and then you won't pay this cost per month. And also, you won't complete them and have to pay their maintenance fee. But we're okay for now. I think we're even going to let this monthly balance stay negative until maybe around 10 million. So give ourselves a little bit of time. But by that time, we might have an increase in tensions, which will increase our budget again. All right, so let's see. Our yearly budget is down to 80, and that's pretty low. So everyone has decreased, though. And we can see France's naval budget, good gracious, is less than half of ours now. They're almost down to Japan and Italy. That's it's not a good sign for them. Yeah, so the only two nations we have to worry about in terms of budgets is Germany and Great Britain. And Germany does have quite a few colonies. I was considering playing them. I think they have 4, 5. So they have 5 places they have to keep ships, whereas I, with my greater naval budget, only have 4 places I have to keep ships. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, a great reason to play as the USA for your first playthrough. It's pretty easy. Okay, good. So we have researched 13-inch guns, quality -1. I'm not going to do anything with that yet, but it's nice that we are making research headway. So we'll just keep pushing on. International regatta and sail race. Aha. Okay, so we love the idea of going to war with Japan. So I will do everything I can to provoke them. This is going to increase our prestige and our tension with Japan, which is just a win-win in my opinion. Perfect, and really didn't do much anyway. So people keep stealing stuff from us. Again, I don't know, there's no counterintelligence, or I feel like if your intel effort is high enough, you should prevent their intel efforts against you. But whatever, it's okay. I'm not going to cry a river about it. So this is nice. Private shipbuilding has expanded for us because we didn't increase our dock size when it finished. So we got 1,000 for free. And at some point, I don't find the investment in dock size worth it. When you get around 30,000, especially if you're in the United States, because remember, we have this rapid economic growth. I think that, I'm not sure, but I think that helps increase our dock size throughout the game. So I think it's really helpful to stop. I mean, that's very helpful, and it means that we can stop increasing our dock size ourselves. I'll do it one more time, which will get us up to 23. But around 25 to 30, I usually just stop, and the private dock, it increases on its own more than I'll ever need to build it. All right, we can keep pushing through here. They've hit a dead end. That's unfortunate. So people are already starting to rebuild ships. We don't need to rebuild ships until 1909. Let's see. There's a heavy cruiser with 5.5 and belt and turret armor. Light cruiser, the Gazelle. How appropriate. 2 inches and 2.5. That's. I mean, these are all numbers that seem pretty normal. Now we have the French ship. They are kind of stealing our design, except for they have these extra 5 3-inch guns. And central rangefinder. Now, again, I have any ships I build in the future are going to be built with central firing, which is better than central rangefinder. And the fire control is basically your way of hitting the enemy ships. It's the most important factor. Most people will say that you can't really hit anything well until you get to director systems, which is the one after central firing. But since we don't have that, I'm at least happy that we have central firing. And things are going a lot slower or faster and without war. Oh, so financial difficulties has caused Great Britain to do something. How's our construction going? 11 and 10? We're good. We'll give it maybe like 4 more months, and then we might pause one of those. Okay, so I've seen this one before. The Socialist Party is doing well, and we might need to take some action to prevent them from winning in order to prevent prestige loss or budget loss. Well, that's really easy. We just pick the top one, and it increases our unrest. Good, so better technology for torpedoes. That's helpful. Our torpedoes are pretty terrible right now, and they are halting more things because of financial difficulties. Well, good. Let's keep pushing. All right. Face hardening for 1.6. Well, I'm not that concerned about Italy doing anything, so I will take the money. I don't know how all this tech trading really works. I do prefer to buy technologies from other people, and in general, I sell it. If it's not to Great Britain or Germany, heck, if it's not to like maybe even France, if it's any of these three nations, Russia, Japan, or Italy, I'll definitely do it. I don't need a destroyer of 700 tons displacement, so you guys can stay baffled at that. Great Britain is rumored to halt another country. Might be the same battleship that they keep taking on and taking off of construction and then putting back on. Okay, Japan has discovered 11-inch guns. That's still slightly behind us. Now, the 13-inch guns, you did notice it was quality -1. I prefer to build quality 0 guns at the worst case. Because quality 1, I mean, certainly quality -2 is terrible. Quality -1 is still bad. All right, so our submarines are increasing reliability. Oh, superimposed turrets. That's pretty cool. It's very useful. Now we can actually get, I think X is, well, let's just go and look. Aha, so they've discovered central firing. That's very smart for them to refit their ships. Probably something we should consider doing even. Now let me just mention this thing I was talking about superimposed. So let's just open, whoops, my open screen is somewhere else, but that's fine. Our North Dakota is our battleship, right? Yeah. All right, let's pretend that we want to add another turret for this. We can't. It won't let us. We did discover this superimposed thing, but I guess it's not viable with battleship technology yet. Like if I ask the computer to auto-design another battleship, yeah, it's gonna give us this really absurd. I do the check mark here. Oh my gosh. So the double turrets here are not causing any problem. It's actually kind of insane. This displacement is, well, I mean, you can look at this, 72. Remember that the North Dakota was 45, so it's quite a bit more expensive, almost double as expensive. Let's close this, and let's just remember how expensive our North Dakota is. 213 maintenance per. Okay, why is this guy? He's in Southeast Asia. I guess because Southeast Asia is considered a colonial holding, the maintenance has increased there. So let's move him back to the West Coast. Save ourselves a little bit of maintenance. In fact, let's do that with this ship as well. I mean, it's only 40. Okay, it's only 40,000. Is that really enough to cry about? No. No, we'll leave it. We'll leave them where they are. We actually do have a ton of minesweepers that we can probably redistribute. So let's see. The East Coast. What's going on here? Why do we not have... Why is this minesweeper not in Southeast Asia? Okay, well, let's move you to Southeast Asia. Yeah, the difference is still 1,000. I mean, so I guess the prices are always increased for the colonial holdings. So you can see 13,200 versus 11. It's minor, though. And if we just keep a light cruiser there, which is what we're doing now, let's do it this way so I can see a little better. Yeah, we have 2 light cruisers in Southeast Asia, which is fine. It's sufficient. And we should have these ships close enough. Actually, I'm going to leave this one here, yeah. So we do have a force that's ready. Tensions are so low, I'm not worried, but we have forces in place to react if anything happens. Oh, good. Increase the funding for Navy. And they expanded our dock. Fantastic. And we have machinery savings. Even better. Ooh, excellent. More firing accuracy. That was a very good turn for research. Looks like Italy's building destroyers with only a top speed of 27 knots. It's a bit low. And Italy's also building pretty lightly armored battleships. Now, I'm saying this, I have pretty low armored ships, but I'd say 9 inches is probably the norm if you're going to build battleships in 1904. Yes. It was all Italy's fault. Again, I don't care at all about going to war against Russia, Italy, or Japan. It would be my pleasure. Oh, good. So this is the United States economic aspect. I think, does that increase our yearly budget? It does. Okay, hull construction. I suppose that means that we made an advance in the research, but it doesn't actually have any immediate effect. It just means that we've opened up the next tier of research. Because there's levels. I mean, each category is broken into levels. So we've the next level didn't actually unlock anything, but we've researched it so we can move on to the next. We have not been so successful with anti-submarine warfare, but submarines are not really active yet, so I'm not worried about it. Okay, let's just make sure everything here I agree with. It's a little silly that I prioritize damage control so poorly. But I don't... I know that machinery development we can always get later, so I might even put this to low. Because this is something where your ships you can upgrade your ships. I'll leave it at medium. None of these other things, all these other armor hull, these are all things that only take place at the time you build the ship. You can't improve existing ships. Okay, let's move on. They're also having financial difficulties. How is our construction doing? Just a couple more months. Oh, more armor savings. Very good. Ah, good. We have 3 centerline turrets now. Okay, that means... What was that? That was ship design, I guess, right? Heavy cruiser with top speed of 20 knots. That's slow. Wow, 14-inch guns. That's pretty good. Now we could actually go to our design and add this superimposed. Oh, okay, it decided to clear our turrets, but if we open the North Dakota one more time, we should be able to add this superimposed. And now if we update ship graphic, there it is. Now you wouldn't do it this way, you would probably do another double turret. So we basically can have 3 centerline turrets. We could also have aft centerline. What the heck? Okay, can we just update this graphic? Oh yeah, okay. So if I do the check mark here, it's going to say, whatever, change type, I don't care. That we can only have 3, but the more important thing I want to show here is let's delete this for the time being. Ah, it will let us do that. I wanted to showcase, it's not a rate of fire, it's a, wait, why did I not do that? Okay, good. The weight. It's not rate of fire, it's weight. I thought they were going to give us a penalty to rate of fire. Okay, let's just change this real fast so it stops complaining about that. And let's pretend that this fictional ship that I just wanted to design for fun. Just trying to show off why this superimposed is not always the best thing. So here it is, our ship. It has the 2 superimposed in the rear. We can't do superimposed in the front yet. However, notice that if I just do a aft line superimposed instead, that this weight cost 926 instead. So let me delete the X. So this will be we cannot do that because we can only have 3 turrets total. But if I delete this one, which is 926, which is, again, like it's an increase of 44 pounds, tons, that's something. This is completely acceptable. The difference is I actually don't know the difference. I think that this maybe cannot fire straight ahead or straight, like if it's over here, it can't fire straight ahead that way. So maybe that's the advantage of doing the superimposed right here. And they do allow you to do an aft line as well, which is kind of funny. So we could do something like that. But again, it seems to be it's much better to not do the X turret because it costs additional weight, and if you're firing broadside, it won't matter. But maybe this gun can't. I have to do some testing on this. Maybe this gun can't fire unless it's broadside. But that's a design that we're just experimenting with. We're not actually going to do that. So onward. Yes, we definitely want to add 1 month at a time to put the new fire control on. Absolutely. He is a national hero, which should give us kind of prestige, but increase tensions. Not that France wants to go to war with us again, right? All right, more shell damage. Good. That's it. I'm not sure we need to increase this yet. How are we doing? Money's a bit tight. Although we probably are just about to finish. Yeah, we're just about to finish. Let's halt this for a couple months because I don't know what other ships we want to build quite yet. So just leave it there. This is impressive. I mean, the turret armor is a little confusing. Why is it 1.5 inches? I mean, your turret, if it blows up, it can have a flash fire, which destroys the whole ship instantly. So it doesn't make sense to leave your turret armor below your belt armor. Wow, their minesweepers are going to have 5-inch main guns. That's really quite large for a minesweeper. And we've decreased, unfortunate, some delays with the New Jersey, but how much did that affect it? Just by a month. Okay, that's fine. Ah. Well, this is clearly Japan's fault. Yes. So basically, you can choose to lose this would gain me prestige. What does this one gain me? Budget and intention. Okay, that's fine. This would lose me prestige. This would just increase tensions, I think, all over the map. And if I can isolate the tensions, I'll even take the decrease. Well, I mean, it's not an increase to prestige, so relative decrease to prestige. And this even gets me budget, which, I mean, that's great. I would prefer the prestige. But if I can get... This is basically a win-win. I get tensions with Japan, who, yes, I would love to get tensions with. And I get budget at the same time. Not that much either. Yeah, that was very nice. I can keep building my ships at this point without needing to worry at all. All right, it's almost time. It's almost time to design a new ship. I think we might push on for maybe another episode or two. Should we let this? Let's halt this one. Again, this is a little bit gamey, a little bit exploitive. I just want to halt these so I don't pay the maintenance fee on them quite yet. And they're ready to be finished within a month. Now, they can get this delay, which we saw the New Jersey have, which essentially increases the number of months that you have to build them, and therefore just increase the amount of money you have to spend on them. So that's definitely one disadvantage for holding these ships in reserve. Especially you consider 1 month here is worth 5 months of maintenance, basically. No, 8 months of maintenance? At least 7 months of maintenance. So, okay, let's just do it. That means that if I had a delay within the next 7 months, it would not be worth it to keep it here. And another thing to consider is your crew does not come out in good shape. It has to work up, and then they're still usually at fair for a little while until they get to good. So, fine, I'll just go ahead and resume. I'll resume for both of these. We'll let them both finish, and then next turn we'll kind of think about what to do with these extra monthly balance that we should have available to us. Yeah, I'm not interested in this. I think I've already seen it, and it's basically the same as my light cruiser. 22 knots, much slower. I've heard that this game does actually mimic, the AI will kind of mimic the designs you're using. I don't know, it seems kind of intelligent that if you're playing the game well, the AI steps up its game, but if you're playing it very poorly, the AI doesn't like totally stomp you. However, if you're trying to look at the AI designs to see where you can make improvements and they're just mirroring your designs, it's kind of a negative feedback loop there. All right, well, we didn't gain that much monthly balance. Why? I thought he had 0 months remaining. Interesting. Well, go ahead and finish then. There it is. Ah, yes. If people are offering to sell stuff, we will definitely buy it. I will always buy technology. Technology, I think, is the key to the game. We also increased our rate of fire. That's nice. Okay, so we go to in service and we see that it has to work up for a little bit. But this is nice. Now we have 2 in the Caribbean, and we have 2 on the East Coast. So we can just as easily send one of the Caribbean people to the West Coast, this one to Southeast Asia, and then we'll have 1 extra between the Caribbean and the East Coast, which can kind of bounce back and forth. And this is what I'm talking about. The crew status starts off pretty poor. Ah, Great Britain. Well, our tensions are so low with them that I think I'll take the increase to prestige. Right, better torpedoes. So we can see here, this is at 900 yards, it will be 28 knots. And at 2,500 yards, so longer range, it'll be 15 knots. Oh, and now we got the front superimposed turret. Sounds good. Ah, the repulse. Central firing, yeah, we should probably get to that ourselves. In fact, maybe that's what we'll do with this extra monthly budget, is start refitting ships with central firing. I think if we don't make any... Oh, we're at 26 minutes, but let me just briefly look at this. I think if we don't make any changes... Yeah, this one already got refitted, so if we open the design for rebuild, we can see it has central firing. But if we don't make any, which did, funnily enough, take it over its displacement limit. And that does happen with the fire control. If you have the total value very close to the max, and they offer to upgrade it, it usually does take it over the total. But that's fine. If I was to replace machinery, we could see that this is way under. However, let's just take a quick look and see what would it cost. It would only cost 600 to rebuild this. But what will it cost? If we replace machinery, it's usually very expensive. So we can see it's 8,200 now. Let me undo that, the only way I know how, by closing and reopening. So this is at 43.8, and if I do replace machinery, it will go up to 44.1, as that's like the maintenance fee included in that. Okay, let's see what happens if we don't replace machinery and just change it to central firing. Okay. Well, we do have a bit of a situation here because now we actually do have to deal with this -7. But even just taking our rounds per gun down by 5 will put us in good shape. I don't think it's worth replacing the machinery. That's a pretty hefty cost. Although it does give us 100 free to use any way we want. Have we built quality... See, if we had built quality 0 guns for 12-inch, I would definitely consider doing this, the whole refit. But considering we can't increase our belt armor, I don't think we need to increase our turret armor, our turret top, or our secondaries. Not that we can. I think secondaries would cost way too much. And yeah, that's very close, actually. But okay, so I'm going to kind of ponder that off camera. And we'll jump back in the next episode, and I'll think about what we will actually be doing with our naval budget and with our old battleships. Until then, thanks for watching, and take care.